Hello, welcome to mathematics class. Today we're talking about circle. Circle. Let's start by defining a circle. A circle is a curve traced out by a point and moves in a plane so that its distance from a given point is constant. A circle is a curve traced out by a point that moves in a plane so that its distance from a given point is constant. What do we mean by that? This is a circle, isn't it? Now, if I pick any point, so I pick this point, the distance from the center of the circle to this point is the same thing as the distance from this center to this point is the same thing as the distance from this center. Any point on this circle, they are always going to be the same distance from the center. So that is what a circle is. So what we want to look at is how to identify the different parts of a circle. So let's look at those parts. We start with the radius. A radius is a line segment. What do we mean by line segment? A line from the center of the circle to a point on the circle. So this is the center of the circle. That line that moves from the center to any point on the circle is your radius. So I can say my radius is from here to here. It can be from here to here. As far as it's from the center to any point on the circle, it is known as the radius. So like in this diagram, this is your radius from the center to a point on the circle. Then we have an arc. An arc is a part of the circumference of the circle. So like this part of a hole, just like a part of the circle. I can decide to draw my arc this way. I can decide to draw it like just like a curve on the outer part of your circle is known as your arc. Like this black portion is an arc. Then we have a diameter. A diameter is a line segment that passes through the center of the circle. You can see it is passing from one point to another, but it must pass through the center of the circle. It can also pass from here to here. It can be from here to here, as far as it passes the center of the circle and it divides the circle into two equal parts. Then it is the diameter. You can see it's dividing the circle into two equal parts. So that line segment that passes through the center of the circle and as its end point, you can see it's starting here, is also ending here. Both the beginning and the end of that line is on the circle. So this is a diameter. Don't forget, a line that divides the circle into two equal parts, or a line that passes through the center of the circle such that it touches the circle, both the beginning and the end of the line touches the circle. Then you have a chord. A chord is a line segment with both ends on the circle. You can see it's starting from the circle, it's also end of the circle. So the diameter is actually the longest chord. It's the longest chord you can find on the circle. If you notice that the diameter is also is starting from one point and ending on the other points of the circle. So the diameter is also a chord, or the longest chord that you can find in the circle. So this is a chord, a line with both end points on the circle. That's the beginning of the line and the end of the line touches the circle. It cannot be in any direction. I can decide to draw my chord like this. I can draw it like this. As far as those two lines are touching the circle, it is known as a chord. As far as the beginning and the end of the line is touching the circle, is known as a chord. So this is the diagram of a chord. Now I have a circumference. Circumference is the measure of the distance round the outside edge of the circle, like the outer part of this circle is known as the circumference. It can also be called the perimeter of the circle. You understand? So the measure of the distance around the circle is known as your circumference. We have a tangent. A tangent is a line that touches the circle at only one point. You can see this. Unlike your chord that will touch it at 2 points. Your tangent is just going to touch a point. So it's only touching this part of the circle. So a line that passes through the circle but touches the circle at only one point is known as a tangent. Then we have a sector. A sector is the area enclosed by two radii and an arc. If you look at this black part of the circle is the sector. And what do we mean by enclosed by two radii? You can see this is a radii and another radii. This is a radii, this is another radii, and this is an arc. So a sector is made up of an arc and then two radii. You can see this is one radii, this is another radii. So that is the sector. Then we have a segment. A segment is the area enclosed by an arc and a chord. You can see this is a chord, and then you have your arc. So this is the segment, this black part is the segment of this circle. A chord and an arc. That's what makes a segment. So those are the parts of a circle. We'll come to the end of the class. Enjoy your day. Bye.